Good evening, everyone. I am Vishnu Tab, and in front of all of you, I am presenting the Wall Street Journal newspaper headline. So, first of all, House Democrats choose Jeffries as their next leader. Next, Powell signals Fed will slow rate increases. Blue chip exit bear market has chairman indicates half point rise likely this month. Next, early staffers of FTX founder says they quit over risky bets. Next, storms and tornadoes batter parts of the south. Next, Eurozone inflation declines but ECB remains on guard. Next, Howard fire triggered China's COVID protest. Next, on page number 2, in that China stumbles on COVID, US shakes it off. Next, US pushes selective trading with China. Next, Washington threatens Battle of Mexico plan for a GMO corn ban. Next, on page number 3, in that House passes legalization to head of railway strike. Sick leave measure also wins approval with both bills now going to the Senate. Then on page number 3, in that US allies push to alter EV subsidiaries. Then on page number 4, in that Hakeem Jeffries is elected to lead House Democrats. New York lawmaker becomes the first black person to head a major party in Congress. Next, panel gets access to Trump's tax return. Next, FTX banksman Fried denies knowing scale of Alameda bets. Next, staffer says they quit over risky. Then on page number 6, in that quarterly growth tops early estimate. Next, Fed signals rate hikes, rate rises to slow. Next, Eurozone inflation declines. Then next, wastewater testing for poliovirus grows. Next, at least two killed in powerful storms. Next, Stephen E. State settle suits for dollar 105 millions. Next, Fleetwood Max Christine MC Viva 79. Then on page number 7, in that new Alzheimer's drugs show promise but still carry risk. Next, rules to ease for gay men donating blood. Next, couples share names. On page number 8, in that Chinese economic activity slow again. Contraction is latest factor adding pressure to a global economy buffeted by headwinds. Then on next, Volkswagen Honda suspend some China production. Next, former leader guided China's economy society into new era. Then on page number 9, in that global marchers voice solidarity with Chinese. Next, anti-government Iranians celebrate soccer teams World Cup lose to US. Next, on page number 10, in that protesters reach world on Twitter despite ban. Next, fire set off COVID Fero in China. Then next, on page number 11, in that global headwinds, inflation hamper India's recovery. Next, arrest American faces move to Egypt. Next, Taliban claim attack killing at least 4. Next, official unveil plan for rolling blackouts. Next, Islamic State says leader dies in battle. Then on page number 12, in that Ukraine says Russia use private army. Next, West vows to boost power grid assistant. Next, millions of refugees urged to remain abroad. Then next, on page number uh, 16, on page number 16, in that the captain driving the US in Qatar, Tyler Adams, does not ring up a lot of goals or assists, but his European experience has midfielder in anchoring is anchoring the squad. Then on next, college football's epic debate for number 4. Next, Mexico failed to advance at World Cup. Then on page number 17, in that the moral vanity of FTX. Next, House oversight has two meaning. Next, the US resists spiking the soccer ball. Next, is brevity the soul of success? On page number 18, in that Democrats wants a lame duck blowout. Next, the Rosetta Stone's best home. Next, Americans are losing trust in the military. Next, has the Fed seen enough to slow rate hikes? Next, energy tech would not progress like commuting. Next, the tangled politics of American immigration. Next, on page number 19, in that America's school district are too big. Next, a two-time CEO advice to Disney Bob Iger. Next, the US government keeps buying Chinese drones. Then on page number 21 in that stock rallies on rate shift hopes. Next, Benioff to be sole CEO in sales force shake up. Next, DoorDash cuts 6% of workforce has cost surges. Next, Twitter, Apple resolve difference after meeting. Next, sports betting companies strike deals to adverse on campuses. Then on page number 22, in that GMI's test of full robot EV. Next, H&M to lay off 1500 as demand weakens. Next, Honda reigns in self-driving emission. Next, best from colleges make deals. Next, Salesforce Benioff is sole CEO. On page number 23, in the drop in Turkey sales hurts Hormel results. Next, CNN say it is lying off staff and paid contributor. Then on page number 24, in that Amazon defends pandemic hiring space. Next, CEO says company should avoid giving up on long-term bets even as jobs are cut. Next, DoorDash lays off 6% of staff. Then on page number 25, in that billionaire startups sees human test in 6 months. Next, EU wants Musk on media law. Next, potential battle adverted. Then on page number 30, in that oil futures forecast diverge on prices. Discrepancy shows how uncertainty and volatility are making projection difficult. Next, Saudi Arabia PIF gets $117 billion loan from banks. Next, junk bonds rally on inflation hopes. Some debt losses is erased on potential for rate to top out without defaults. Then on page number 32, in that SPACs are creating lots of losers. Next, hitting wheels to chill Americans' finance. Next, lay of news belies job reality. Next, even CrowdStrike is not on safe ground. That much for today. Thanks for watching. Good day.